Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. If you've been following along, we are in a series where we're building out a complex web application. So if this is your first time watching one of my videos, check out my channel to get caught up to where we are. We've been doing a lot of stuff in AWS. We've been doing some coding and development work. We've been doing a little bit of everything. So take a look at those previous videos to see where we're at. Other news, I've been working on the blog site as well. It's just the written form of these videos. So you can see the code snippets, screenshots, things of that nature. So I'll be posting links to those blog posts in the description below. But the site is altlash.com, altlash.com. So check that out, and you can subscribe on there as well and follow along that series. With that said, I am on episode 3 so far of the blog series by the time I'm recording this. So hopefully by the time this goes out and is published on YouTube, I'll be further along and caught up. But it's taking a little bit of time to get all caught up with the blog series. So bear with me on that. What else? So I'm going to hopefully record 2 videos tonight. This first one is going to be about Git and the Git Flow model. And then the next video is going to be back into the code a bit, and we're going to set up a factory within Spring for our API calls. So that should be pretty fun to do. It's going to, again, set some foundational framework stuff up for future enhancements and extensions. So I want to get all those pieces in play up front. That way it's easier to scale up as we need to. So, for today's video, as I said, it's going to be about Git and the Git Flow model. Working on the blog post, I noticed something that AWS added in that I want to experiment with. So, I've logged into AWS console with the coder user. Hopefully I have access to do this. Let's go ahead and log in. Go to the code commit service. We'll go to our one repository we have set up. Then on the left, go down to settings. And now Amazon, I notice, has this option for a CodeGuru reviewer. And you can see information about it and kind of read through what it does. But it looks like when we do pull requests, there would be some reviewer automated process in the background that add comments to your pull request on best practices or potential bugs and issues with your code. So I want to try to get this set up and see how that works. See what kind of suggestions it has to make sure our code as we build it out would be nice and clean and good to go. So here I'm going to associate repository. So this says it takes up to 10 minutes. So while it's doing its thing, I'll talk about Git a little bit. I will post a link to this blog post that I found, but it shows a nice graphic on what the Git flow is. And it looks like it goes through a bit more detail, explaining what's going on, the branching model, and what each branch has a purpose and what the purpose is. But right now in our repository, we were set up with a master branch. So this has already been created for us. So what I'm going to do in this episode is create a develop branch off of it, which would be our active development work, a stable branch that we can use. Whenever we want to add in a new feature, we'll break off of the develop branch a feature branch, do whatever commits we need to do for that feature. When we believe that feature is good to go, we'll merge it back into the develop branch. We can do that over and over and over again as many times as we want. We have as many features out here merging back into develop. Once we think we have a good releasable version, then that's when we can branch off of the develop branch again, but make a release branch. So this is what this column would indicate. So this is all release artifacts. So once you're on a release branch, you keep going down. You can do bug fixes if you find an issue in your QA environment, whatever it might be. You can do some commits on that release branch. Once you want to push it to production, you release it, you merge it into the master branch, so that your master should be what's in production. And then you also merge back into your develop branch as well, so it has any of these changes you've made back in your develop. That way you won't lose those changes. And you keep going, and then you want to do another release. You branch off a new release branch. The process repeats. Once that release artifact is ready, you merge it back into master and develop. The other thing to note is if you have a hotfix need, so this is like a production issue comes up, you need an immediate fix, so you branch straight off of master, you would do whatever fix that is intended for, and when you are complete with that hotfix, you would merge it into your master branch to get to production. You also merge it to develop, that way all your feature development branches will also have that hotfix in it. So as we go through this series, I'm going to try to follow this branching model. Since I'm the only developer, I might not branch off all these feature branches all the time. I might just keep it with develop and commit straight to develop. And then I might just do a pull request straight to master instead of making a release branch. I'm not sure yet how strict I'd be following this. I don't want to be too strict and be a lot of overhead, but I want to get at least some sort of framework and model in place to test out our CodeGuru reviewer. Alright, so refresh the page over here and it is now associated, so it should be good to go. So once again, we have our master branch. We want to branch off a develop branch first. So I'm in IntelliJ. Another quick change I did was change it to the white background for IntelliJ. So let me know if you guys are able to read this a little bit easier, but this should be hopefully easier for you guys to read and follow along. Alright, so if I do git status, we are on branch master as we expect. So what I want to do is do git branch develop, and this will make a develop branch off of our master branch. If I do git status again, we're still on master. So we created a branch, but we haven't checked out that branch. So next, git checkout develop, and now we switched over to our develop branch. So we can be doing whatever changes you want to do on this, and it'll be just fine. But for now, let's do git status, nothing to commit. Let's try a git push real quick and see if we can go ahead and get this develop branch pushed up to our AWS repository. So this all looked like it worked just fine. So let's switch over back to our AWS repositories. We go to code. Let's see, now we have master and we have a develop branch, which is what we want. Right now they're identical, but we have these two branches to play with. Alright, so let's go ahead and make a couple changes and get that pushed up to open a pull request and see what happens. So let's go to our POM. Is there any cleanup we can do in here? I think we've already cleaned up this a bit. So we're on 1.8. We took out some standard things already that we don't need. So I don't want to do anything in here. Let's go to retrieve token. I'll just put in a comment somewhere in here. testing, what was this service called? CodeGuru, yes. CodeGuru viewer. Okay, so let's do git status. So we modified a file, so we do git add dot, just to add anything we've added or changed. Git status now shows we've staged our change. So if a git commit, we'll say for the message dummy comment, like that. Git push. So we have now push a change to our develop branch. This was in retrieve token. So if I go to our code in our AWS repository, source main Java, AutoTrader, web, client, Robinhood, authorization, and retrieve token. On the master branch that we're on, we do not see the comment. Change to our develop branch, we see this comment. Okay, so easy enough. So on the left side, let's go to pull requests and see how this will work. So create pull request. Destination will be master. Source would be develop. So we're pulling our develop changes into master. Hit compare, and this should show us no conflicts, which is good. It'll show us the changes, so it'll show all the files and all the lines that's been changed, either added or removed or modified. You can also look at the individual commits and the message and who made the commit if you wanted to look at those. So that's fine. So we'll just add a title, testing code guru. Create pull request. So let's see what this says. So associated with this repository, it will attempt to provide recommendations to help improve Java code. Process can take a considerable amount of time. There's no messaging for when a job begins, when it completes, or whether it is successful. So if it's successful, it'll provide recommendations and comments for any issues it finds. It might not appear for one of two reasons. Might not have found any defects, or the job might have failed. Alright. So it's kind of sucky that it won't tell us if it fails and doesn't tell us when it begins or completes. So we don't know how long it would take. But looking around here just for a couple minutes, it probably won't say anything because it's just a comment. It's not like a functional code change, which is fine. So as I'm the only developer on here, I don't need approvals for these pull requests. So we're going to go ahead and probably merge this in. The CodeGuru might be running and checking these commits to see if it has any recommendations, but I'm not going to wait for it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit merge. And we have a few different options. We'll probably do fast forward merge for now. It looks like for squash and merge, if you have multiple commits from your source, so our develop branch, it will put them all in a single commit before it merges into the master branch. So if you think like a feature, say you have a feature to add another API call that we're going to do in the future. Say it took 7 or 8 different commits to write in that feature, and then another few commits to resolve any bug fixes that you found while you're doing some testing. So you have a lot of these commits. Doing this option, squashing merge, will take all those 7, 8, 9 commits, put them all into one commit, and then put into master. So then if there's ever an issue with that feature, you can just go to a single commit, look at everything associated with that feature to figure out what's going on. If you need to roll back that feature, it just means you need to revert a single commit to take out the entire feature. So this would be good if you're doing a lot of development, a lot of commits on a feature. We will probably use this option. Three-way merge, I don't know if I've ever really used in practice, so we probably don't need this one. But for now, fast forward merge is fine. It's a single commit, so it won't do anything different. And then there's a checkbox down here to delete our source branch after merging, which we don't want to do. So if you look, our develop branch in this model stays forever, and our master branch stays forever. If we did feature branches and release branches, then after we are finished with the merges, we can delete those branches, and it will clean up to make a nice clean branching history. But again, our develop branch we want to keep forever, so we will uncheck that, hit merge, and there you go. So success, develop has been merged into master. So if we go to our code, go to master, travel once again down to our class we've made a change. And we should see this comment now, and we do. So merge happened successfully, which is good. And another quick Git process kind of a thing. So if we we go back to our IntelliJ setup. If we do git status, we're on our develop branch. If we do git checkout master, this will switch over to our master branch that we have checked out. So if I click up here to refresh the window, it does not have that comment. Even though we've seen it in AWS that it has that comment on the master branch, we have not pulled from the remote repository AWS into our local repository. The way we can do that is doing a git pull while on that branch. It'll reach out to AWS and it'll pull in any changes from there. So again, click up here, it refreshes, and we now see this comment. So that all worked just fine. So we'll do a quick cleanup. So git checkout develop. So now we're on our develop branch once again. We'll take out the comment, do a git status, shows it's being modified, git add dot to stage the change. Now it shows it's being staged. Do a git commit with the message remove dummy commit, and do a git push. Now our develop branch will no longer have this comment that we didn't need. Another thing to mention real quick, I'm in as the coder, so I won't be able to navigate there unless I sign out of coder and sign in as admin. But if you recall from our code pipeline setup, our build and deployments only trigger on the master branch. So whenever we are doing changes to our develop branch and pushing those changes up, that's not going to trigger a build and deployment until those developed branch changes gets merged into our master branch. So this is getting a little bit closer to like a real world scenario with a company where you have a production master branch, then you have multiple branches that's work in progress development, and pipelines and deployment set up based on the branch name and the purpose of those branches. So we're getting a little bit closer to real world framework for our Git and CI/CD pipelines. But with that said, I just wanted to go through real quick, a little bit shorter video. We're up to 20 minutes. I just want to show this new service that AWS has added to code commit. So hopefully in the future, we'll see what this CodeGuru is going to suggest to us. Doesn't seem like it's going to do too much at the moment, because you're going to probably merge in right away. We may not wait for the job to run that does all of that fun stuff for us, but we'll see how it goes. Then we went over the Git branching model a little bit and how we're going to use it for our project. And again, I'll post a link to this blog in the description below. Once I get my blog for this video done, it'll also be in the description below. So check out both of those. If you enjoy these videos, let me know. Subscribe, comment, bell notification, all those fun things. And if you think that a white background, the normal IntelliJ theme, is a little bit easier to read and follow along, let me know in the comments as well. And again, I didn't do it this video, but I'm trying to zoom in more to make it a little bit easier for you guys to read as well. Apologies when I forget to do that, but I will try to be more diligent in the future. Thank you all, and have a good night.